Consider supporting the Fireman on Patreon for just $1 a month. More information and link below.
All right, we're on the side of the road. Now, I have the mic in a different spot, so if it's a little crazy, let me know in the comments. But I want to talk to you about some things here that is very important. So let's go ahead and get on the road. All right, so I want to talk to you about some tips, and I want you to follow these so that you are a safer rider. So follow these tips for safe riding. A lot of the tips I like to go over is basically just over safe riding, but there's a few things that are a little different than just, how to turn and, braking and clutch control and all that stuff. There's actual just regular just riding. You need to learn to just ride and just follow these tips to be a little safe. Let's go ahead and jump on to number 1. Now this one should be kind of easy, and hopefully you guys can actually still hear me because of the wind, is to follow the traffic laws. Isn't that easy? Just follow the traffic laws. It's super important to follow the speed limit. It's super important to follow red light, stop signs, and all that stuff. Make sure you guys aren't passing in double yellow lines into this. Well, you can't. I was gonna say unless you have to, but you really shouldn't unless you're trying to avoid an accident in front of you. You can do your swerving and everything like that. But overall, you need to follow the traffic laws. It's very important. They are there for a reason, not just to give you guys tickets if you break them, but there's speed limits there for a reason because they deem it necessary when it comes to being able to brake at the appropriate speed, being able to see some things like residential neighborhoods. It's a slower speed limit so that you have the better reaction time and stopping distance if a kid or anybody else kind of gets out in front or people are backing out of their driveways. So there's a reason behind it. It's not just so that, to get you a ticket. So follow those. Another thing you guys need to start doing, another thing that is very important to riding safely is to ride defensively. I did a video on not to ride aggressively, but you need to start riding defensively. Nearly 2/3 of all motorcycle accidents are caused by another driver on the road, getting in my right-of-way. So this guy wants to cut me off and does that. That will cause an accident, and I'll be part of the 2/3 statistic. So being defensive and seeing where that person might be coming, check their tires, see if they're starting to creep over into your lane. Keep an eye out for the brakes and the guy in front of me. Keep an eye out for the guy turning left right there, just in case he was going to turn left in front of me. All these things are very important to ride defensively, and I talk about that in my C video, the SEE, the Search, Evaluate, and Execute video. Very good video if you guys want to check that out. There will be a card in the upper right and a link in the description to that. That will prepare you to ride more defensively. It's very important. Another thing you can do is practice your skills. You need to practice your actual counter steering. Let's say you go on a normal easy turn, practice the counter steering. Practice using your blinkers. Practice your throttle control. When you get to a stoplight, practice taking off very smoothly but efficiently, and if you have to, quickly. Practice your turning. I like to practice my swerves and stuff when I do this. Like when I dodge tar snakes, I dodge little itty bitty obstacles that I create in my own mind on the road, and I'm able to swerve back and forth and just do like a quick, fun counter steer. Those are things that are very fun to practice, but it will actually hone your skills when it comes time to having to actually use them. If a car pulls out in front of me, I'm able to counter steer out of the way or move out of the way, swerve out of the way. So they're all fun things. The guy behind me probably thinks I'm being an idiot, but they're all fun things to do, and it practices your skills. If you want to go take it one step further, take an MSF course. That way you actually can practice really good skills, and then you have a teacher. I don't know if this guy honked at me, but you can have a teacher teaching you these skills, and it's just super important, and highly recommend you take one of those classes. But yes, practice your skills if you have to. Go to a parking lot, a big empty parking lot, and just kind of practice turning and doing all that stuff if you feel a little rusty. To ride safe, you also need to be doing a pre-ride check. So check your tire pressures, check your your fuel gauge, check your fuel, check your oil, check your tires, see if there's any rot or anything falling off it, check your cables. I did a video on that also, and there will be a link in the description for that one. It's super quick and and easy. It takes like 5 minutes, and it's a lot of it's just a visual inspection. You don't have to go crazy, but just do a pre-ride check just to make sure, because you are putting your life on the line when you are going off on 2 wheels, and to ride safely you need to make sure that everything is good. So definitely do a pre-ride check. Next thing you want to do is ride sober. And not just ride sober, because that's pretty simple and easy to understand. I think everybody should not be riding around drunk or high, but you also need to ride awake. Fatigued driving, fatigued riding is just as bad as riding under the influence, and it will decrease your response time and your reaction time. It will cause you to not ride efficiently. You can doze off. The white noise from the wind and the engine can make you tired, and you can fall asleep while riding. It happens while people are driving. It happens less often on riders, because we're having to constantly be aware of our bike, but it still happens. So you need to ride awake. So if it's like super late at night and you're like going on a long trip and riding, you're riding on that long trip, just take a break. If you have to, take a nap. Ride awake, and don't drink and drive, don't drink and ride, don't all that stuff. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but being awake is very important too. Being visually, cognitively aware of what's going on is very, very important to ride safely. Now this one should be pretty self-explanatory, especially if you've been watching my videos. Please wear a helmet. Wear a helmet. And if you're gonna wear a helmet, make sure it has some form of eye protection, whether that's the visor right here, or if you're wearing goggles or glasses, because if you get a bug in the eye, you're blinded while riding on 2 wheels. That's very dangerous and bad. You can get dust in your eyes, and it's just straight up wind in your eyes. Anything over 20 miles an hour makes my eyes just like water up, and I can't see anything anyways. I don't know how some of these people do that. I can't do that, so I don't know. I don't know how people are able to see when they're riding at 40, 50 miles an hour without eye protection or goggles. So if that is something that you do, please get some eye protection. Arizona state law says that you have to have some form of eye protection anyways. So to be within Arizona state law, if you're in Arizona, you have to have that. You don't have to have a helmet, but you need to have I think I hear a lot of wind noise. Hopefully that's not an issue. But you do need to have eye protection, but definitely wear a helmet. It's super important. It's why I switched to the Shoei. It's just such a great helmet. It has great protection, Snell rated. So yeah, definitely get a good helmet and get yourself some eye protection. Now the other thing you can do is just wear the appropriate gear. You gotta wear gloves, wear a jacket, wear jeans, boots, and a helmet with eye protection. I'm actually wearing some longer gauntlet style gloves today because it is cold, so I'm wearing the appropriate gear. Make sure it is highly reflective, or it's visible. That's why I chose the white helmet over a black helmet, even though the black helmet would have looked a lot more slim, a lot more cool, I think. But a white helmet is way more visible. I got a white right here, and this has reflective trim on it. But another thing you could probably do is get some reflective tape if you have like a black helmet, or if you have, just any helmet. Put reflective tape on the back of your helmet, and then let's go ahead and turn left. If you put some reflective tape on the back of your helmet, you'll be even more visible. So that is something to think about. Maybe put some on your backpack if you're wearing a backpack all the time. When you go riding, and if you just have like a riding backpack, put some reflective tape on the back of that backpack. That's not a bad idea. I think that would definitely help you out when it comes to being more visible. But yes, you definitely need to wear the appropriate gear. CE rated armor in the elbows, knees, hips, shoulders, basically anywhere you can. If you can get it in the back and the back protector, have some high boots. Like I have my Icon Elsinore boots, and they are really big, and they will offer me some ankle protection and shin protection. And then I got some aramid fiber pants. You want to have some Kevlar lined pants. What's up, buddy? Kevlar lined pants, just so that when you do fall and skid, it will protect you more than regular denim. and just have the appropriate gear. I mean, it's super important and very simple when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I just want you guys to be safe, all right? So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, please click that subscribe button. Right next to it is a notification bell button. When you click that, you are notified every single time. I'm not gonna go. Every single time I post a video. And I do a lot of live streams now just because I like to give you guys updates on basically my life, you know, that kind of stuff. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll definitely see you guys later, and hope you guys ride safe. Bye.